that's that's going all worldwide right now. And we got that story about that rapper that killed his entire family. Listen, chat, I want to thank you for logging on with us, being here with us. I want to thank you guys for your support, all the love you guys have been sharing, man. And also, man, remember, let this video play out to the begin, all the way to the end, because we got haters on YouTube always trying to, and also hit those like buttons, man. Love you guys. Let's get to it. Okay, let's get to it. Chat, let's get to it. Hang on, chat. Hang on, chat. Hang on. Hang on. Little technical difficulties. Hang on here, chat, for a minute. All right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. I'm sorry, chat. Let me hit this up there once again.
On January 25th, 2022, the quiet streets of Fort Worth, Texas were shattered by a crime almost too shocking to believe. A famous rapper killed his father for getting his grandson's mother pregnant. At about 4:55 p.m. that day, 47-year-old Kevin Brown Sr. was shot in the head while checking his mailbox on Beacon Way. Surveillance footage later revealed a black Chrysler 200 idling near his home for more than 10 minutes before the fatal shot rang out. What made it all disturbing was the person behind it all. It was none other than his own son, 23-year-old rapper Braylon Crazy Boy Bray Brown Jr., who was already in jail. From inside a jail cell, Braylon allegedly plotted his father's execution, all because of a betrayal involving a woman who had ties to them both, and two children caught in the middle. But what police uncovered next turned this case from shocking to unimaginable. This is the life and death of Kevin Brown Sr., and the betrayal that tore his family apart. Fort Worth, one of Texas's largest cities, is known for its blend of cowboy culture, arts, and thriving businesses. Yet beneath its growing reputation lies a darker side: violent crime. With one of the highest crime rates in the state, the city has long struggled with gang rivalries and street conflicts. Kevin Brown's killing was not just another statistic. It became one of the most disturbing cases in the city's history, turning a neighborhood driveway into the site of a calculated execution. Kevin Brown Sr. was born in 1974. Much about his life has not been widely documented on the internet, and the details available are limited. What is known is that by the time he reached his late 40s, he had worked hard to provide for his family. Those who knew him remembered him as a father trying to keep his family stable, even when challenges were never far away. But his story would not be remembered for his work or his home life. Instead, it would become forever tied to the actions of his...
You know what, man? I don't know what's up with this generation, man, but, you know, following the story here and there, and I'm sure a lot of you follow some of the story. You know, this young man's personal life and the people finding out about it. You know, I just don't. I don't understand, man. You know, you're gonna go and kill your family or do some crazy stuff because of something you did, man. Something that you was living out. I mean, it was your choice, man. Now, regardless of what people have to say, let them say what they will. But man, for you to attack your family, man, over, you know, I don't get it, man. This generation, man, the morals and values, man, are changing, you know, and they're changing bad. It's kind of like what the Bible says, you know. I hate to, you know, some of you say, oh, don't start bringing that Bible, you know. But listen, you know, kids killing their parents, man. You know, you didn't see this stuff in the 60s and in the 70s. I mean, yeah, you had some nut jobs, you know, but, you know, this is wild, man.
own son, a son whose path had been marked by music,
Especially,
gangs, and
he was a good
violence.
dad.
That son was the 23-year-old rapper Braylon Crazy Boy Bray Brown Jr.,
Gave
who
this
was
kid
already
everything.
in jail.
Come on. Cassie, get this. Get this on the ground, Cassie, on your ground. Like, you got a chance. Tell me when you ready. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want to be. This is my daughter. This ain't no picture. This say, hey, say, this my dad.
Hey, this is my daddy.
Say, this what we do.
That's what you do.
You know what I'm saying? Tell him I'm the hardest from the west side.
West side.
Say, he the hardest from the west side.
West side.
On the
You're teaching your
surface, he
kids
appeared to
stuff.
be a rising
Yeah,
talent from Fort Worth.
he
His
had
raw
a,
lyrics
he
and
never grew up
collaboration,
mentally,
including a
man.
track with
He never
Dallas
grew up
rapper
mentally.
Mo3, pulling in millions of views. Much of his music centered on the harsh realities of street life, rivalries, and survival, echoing the world he was both a part of and trapped in. His verses often carried themes of violence, loyalty, and betrayal, resonating with some listeners while also reflecting the dangerous path he was walking in real life. These lyrics weren't just entertainment. They hinted at the turmoil that would later spill out of the studio and into the streets, foreshadowing the violent choices that would ultimately define his future. To fans, he was the gritty voice of Fort Worth street rap. But information about Braylon outside of his music is not as easily found online. Much of what is known about him isn't easily found online. But what police reports and court records reveal paint a darker picture, one far removed from the image of a rising rapper. Behind the numbers and songs, authorities documented him as a member of the Rolling 60s Crips, one of the city's most notorious sets. His reputation was not built on music alone.
He wasn't,
It
you
was
know,
tied
gang
to a long
member.
trail of violence. The first signs of how dangerous Braylon's world could become surfaced in early 2020. It was here that the first cracks in his path became undeniable, and the city of Fort Worth would see innocent lives stolen in the crossfire.
Don't diss on Lil Zach, and no more. Finna get mad on the whip like Como. Untamed, we creeping in the store.
Oh, he started playing with guns. That's what happened.
You niggas saying, nigga, I don't want no feature. You know my friend. Cut throat in cheek, nigga, tell me what you saying. Dressed up in our black, see who ain't playing. Still on the mix, trying to catch me a body. It might die down, but beeping is hot.
On January 9th, 33-year-old Anjanette Anjan Eubanks was shot inside a home on Canyon Circle Drive. She was remembered as a kind, motherly woman.
What are you
But
shooting
that
a
night,
woman
she
for,
became the
man?
first casualty directly tied to Braylon's violent feud.
Yeah, see, homeboy was probably living on the down low or something, man. I don't know the story yet. I don't know the full story. But I'm starting to find out, you know, you go out and kill a woman, it has to do with something she may know. You know, I mean, come on, man. You kill a woman? He's hiding something.
Remembering her as a kind-hearted woman and a motherly type to so many. Eubanks was shot inside this home
And a
we're told she
mom?
was visiting Thursday night.
A
All
mom?
I heard was a bang, bang, bang. There was police had the street blocked off here. A lot of vehicles, police vehicles, up and down the street.
Officer Brad Perez says so far no arrests have been made.
If anyone last night happened to see or hear anything around that time, around 11 p.m., maybe like a vehicle driving off real fast or somebody running, anything that appeared to be suspicious, we do ask that you reach out to us with that information.
It's crazy. Folks just don't value human life anymore.
Prosecutors later
Straight
explained
up.
that her death was the first blow in a violent chain started by Braylon himself. But Braylon's violence did not end there. Just 3 days later, on January 12th, 17-year-old Cheyenne Moore, a high school student from Arlington, was gunned down on East Rosedale Street. Once again, prosecutors linked the killing to Braylon's actions. She had her whole future ahead of her, yet her life was cut short in a storm of bullets unleashed during the same reckless campaign.
What is up with him killing women? What is he impotent? Was he impotent? What he couldn't perform? You know, women started finding out what's going on here, man. You know, you're killing women. You don't like women? Oh, wait a minute. I didn't mean to say it like that, but is he like, man? Maybe he was in the men. Ooh, I didn't think about that. I honestly just said that like popping off, but I wonder if that's what's going on. Was he gay? And he didn't want no one to know? And somebody found out? And if a woman found out, she knows a woman would tell another woman, and another woman would tell another one. It might be making sense now. Huh.
The back-to-back killings left the community stunned, and it became clear from the start that both tragedies stemmed from the violent path Braylon had chosen. According to testimony, both killings happened while Braylon and an associate, Adrian Robinson, were allegedly driving around looking for Channel 5 J-Dub, a teenage rapper caught in a feud with them. Robinson's girlfriend was said to be behind the wheel as the men searched for their target. But instead of finding him, they left behind two innocent victims, lives lost in a feud that had nothing to do with them. These moments acted as a warning, hinting at the scale of destruction that would follow. The tragedies of Eubanks and Moore sent ripples of fear through Fort Worth, foreshadowing the chaos and bloodshed that would follow wherever Braylon's name appeared. Each killing showed how far the violence could reach and how quickly others could be pulled into its wake. The stage was set for even greater violence, and the name Crazy Boy Bray would soon be tied to even darker chapters of Fort Worth's history. That feud did not stop there, however. Only a month later, Channel 5 J-Dub himself was shot dead at just 17 years old.
Channel 5
His body was found in a front yard, an AK-style rifle lying beside him. The killing set off chaos across Fort Worth, including a Mother's Day shooting at a public park where more than 50 rounds were fired and several people were injured. By that time, Braylon was already behind bars, charged in connection with the murders of Eubanks and Moore. Yet from jail, his presence lingered like a shadow. He released a diss track mocking J-Dub's death, a move that stirred even more anger and violence. That diss track may have kept his name alive in the streets, but outside the jail walls, another story was beginning to form. The months leading up to the next tragedy revealed a storm quietly brewing, one that would strike not at a rival, but within his own family. While Braylon sat in bars, his father, Kevin Sr., began a secret affair with Rebecca Shea Willis. On the surface, it might have looked like an ordinary relationship between a man and a woman, but there was a disturbing problem. Shea had already been in a relationship with Kevin's other son, Kevin Jr., and even had a baby with him. The situation crossed boundaries that never should have been crossed. Making matters worse, Shea later had a child with Kevin Sr. as well. She had once been with Kevin Jr. and then became tied to his father, which created a tangled and troubling dynamic. For a family already scarred by the loss of Kevin Jr. during a robbery attempt, this revelation struck deep and reopened old wounds. To Braylon, it was more than a relationship. It was an unforgivable betrayal. He could not accept the shame and anger it brought, and the bitterness ate away at him even while he sat in his cell. The feeling of being wronged by his own father pushed him toward a horrifying decision, one that would leave his family broken forever. He began to describe his father as grimy, and from his cell he started to plot the unthinkable, the murder of his own father.
Seem like motherfuckers pull me down or against me. Why they had to take my brothers? Now I'm stuck off in the rain. Yeah, they made a nigga suffer. Speak on their name, we slang them cutters.
What started as
He
anger
got
grew
that
into
voice,
obsession.
man.
The betrayal festered until it became the only thing on his mind, and soon his thoughts turned into plans. From behind bars, where most would feel powerless, Braylon found a way to control events on the outside. He began laying out every step, convinced that only his father's death could settle the rage inside him. The plan was meticulous, From his jail cell, Braylon broke it down step by step. First, he turned to Damon Mon Cotton, just 19 years old, and made him the one who would pull the trigger. Next came Cotton's girlfriend, Ashlyn Durham, who agreed to sit behind the wheel and drive the getaway car. Finally, there was Alexis Abeta, another girlfriend of Braylon's, who was tasked with buying the bullets and setting up key phone calls. Each role was clear, and each person had their part to play. From inside jail, Braylon sent instructions through his tablet and phone calls. He did not speak plainly. Instead, he used code. Guns were called controllers, and bullets were called pieces. Every message revealed how carefully he planned, even from a cell. Step by step, the plot took shape.
He
Cotton
learned
was
code,
promised a
bro.
payment
He
of
learned that
$2,000
code.
to $3,000 for carrying out the shooting, a deal that bound him to the plan and gave the plot its final chilling edge. On the afternoon of January 25th, 2022, the chilling plan that Braylon was plotting happened. That day began like any other day, on Beacon Way in Fort Worth. The quiet neighborhood seemed calm, the kind of place where nothing unusual was expected. But beneath that calm, something dark had already been set in motion. Kevin Brown Sr. stepped out of his home just before 5 p.m., phone pressed to his ear as he slowly walked down his driveway.
Man.
He opened the mailbox, found it empty, and shut the door, standing idly beside it. To him, it was a simple moment, but in truth, it was part of a carefully laid trap. Just a short distance away, a black Chrysler 200 sat waiting. The car had been idling for more than 10 minutes, its presence unnoticed by most. Inside, Ashlyn Durham gripped the steering wheel. Her boyfriend, Damon Mon Cotton, crouched in the backseat with a rifle at the ready. They weren't acting on their own. Their every move was guided by Braylon Brown's orders, echoing from behind prison walls. The setup was chillingly precise. Kevin's walk to the mailbox was not random. It was the cue they had been waiting for. Cotton leaned out from the rear window, and in an instant, the silence of the street was shattered. A burst of gunfire ripped through the air, so sudden and violent that neighbors froze in shock. One of the bullets struck Kevin in the head, killing him instantly. Brick fragments from the mailbox flew into the air as his body collapsed at the edge of the driveway. Within moments, the Chryslers sped away, leaving behind nothing but chaos and the eerie stillness that follows violence. Later, investigators uncovered what made this murder even more disturbing. The phone call Kevin had been on when he walked outside was no coincidence. From his cell inside Tarrant County Jail, Braylon had arranged a three-way call with the help of Alexis Abeta. Through that call, Braylon directed his father outside, telling him to check the mailbox. Kevin, unaware of the danger, followed the words of his own son. At that exact moment, Cotton was waiting with his rifle. The ambush was carried out in real time, with Braylon listening as his plan unfolded. The pieces of the plot became clearer as the truth came out. Cotton pulled the trigger. Durham drove the getaway car. Abeta connected the calls and even secured the bullets Cotton would use. But the mastermind was Braylon. From his jail cell, he had orchestrated every step, turning words into weapons. A father's life ended at his own mailbox, not by the hand of a stranger, but by the design of his son. The shock of that betrayal left Fort Worth shaken, a city forced to reckon with just how far the cycle of violence had gone. The murder of Kevin Brown Sr. shocked Fort Worth, but what came after revealed just how deeply twisted the case really was. Detectives wasted no...
This guy was mad. This guy was deeply, deeply hurt, obviously from his father. It's some cold stuff, man. I mean, when families start operating like this, man, and dad's sleeping with the girl that your son's getting with, and come on, let's be honest, man, that's where feelings and emotions start, and the word family goes out the window. Because, if that young boy was really in love with that girl, man, he had a little baby with her and all that. And then, all of a sudden, first of all, Pops shouldn't even been involved with that, man. He should have moved on. He should have said, nah, I can't do this. You with my son, I ain't going to do that to him. You guys got a baby. You know, the right thing is, you know what? There's plenty of other women out here. I ain't gonna get caught up. I'm not gonna ruin my relationship with my son. You know, he was serious. This boy was serious.
Time pulling every thread they could find. They reviewed the neighbor's surveillance video frame by frame, tracing the Chrysler 200 with its bent fender and damaged tire.
Jeez.
Real-time crime cameras across the city helped them track the car's movements, narrowing in on its owner and, eventually, on Ashlyn Durham and Damon Cotton. What began as a grainy clip of a car on a quiet street
Jeez.
soon unraveled into a web of betrayal, money, and orders that reached straight into the county jail. When police moved in, the truth finally came out, little by little. Investigators uncovered his jail tablet messages, his phone calls, the coded words he used for guns and bullets. And to top it all off, the police found the elaborate plan he made to
Man.
kill his father. Piece by piece, the picture grew darker.
Yeah,
And
they're
then
trying
came
to
the
get him
evidence that
murdered.
pushed the case into an
Death
even
row.
deeper shadow. It wasn't just
First
about the
degree
planning.
murder.
It was about the betrayal inside the family.
It was
The
planned.
police discovered that Kevin Sr. had been in a relationship with Rebecca Shea Willis, the same woman who had also been with Braylon's brother. She had children with both father and son. This revelation turned the case into something even more twisted, showing the painful betrayal that Braylon called grimy and refused to forgive. By the time the trials began, there was no denying what had happened. Cotton was sentenced to 65 years in prison for pulling the trigger. Durham and Abeyta faced their own charges for their roles in the murder, with both women hoping their cooperation on the witness stand would reduce their sentences. And Braylon Brown? He was convicted of murder and given a life sentence. A rapper once known for his music and violent lyrics was now branded as the mastermind who had arranged his own father's execution from a
Man.
jail cell. The
Washed
community
up.
struggled to make sense of it.
Washed up,
Kevin
cat.
Sr.'s death was
Chat.
not just another statistic of gun violence.
Sheesh.
It was a father taken by his son, a betrayal
Sheesh.
that left neighbors and friends shaken. Families across Fort Worth spoke of the case as a chilling reminder of how cycles of violence, gang culture, and broken loyalty could destroy even the closest bonds. To them, this was not just about one family. It was about the dangers that come when rage and revenge dictate the course of a life.
Yep.
For hip-hop, the
Yep.
story added to a growing list of tragedies where rappers and violence collided. Crazy Boy Bray's downfall became a cautionary tale, a reminder that the same energy put into music and image can turn deadly when mixed with real life.
Man, think about it, Chad. You know, he threw his life away, man. Threw his life away, man. For what? For what, man? Let's get to some of this right here.
I can't keep doing this shit. I can't keep living like this. I don't want to be with nobody else. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I honestly don't know what to say. I can just tell you I'm sorry. Because I literally done a lot of shit that's weighed this relationship down. I've done a lot of shit that can make you hate me. I've done a lot of shit that will make you look the other way when I could be saying something right. But I just want you to open your mind up and just to see every day we losing in the house.
So let
Be
me.
there with my child every day. A bunch of shit. Like,
So-
I don't want to lose my love with you. I don't want to have to restore all that shit. And then we come back to each other and we work it out. And then we have to do all that again. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to stop from baby steps again. I'm just asking you to try, babe. Any sign of me cheating, any sign of me doing anything wrong, you can leave. You can go right out the door.
That's what you don't understand is I don't want to work it out. In order to work it out, no wait, let me finish.
I know you don't want to. I
Listen,
already understand you don't want to work it out. I know why, because it takes me this long to try to
Okay, so
fucking
listen,
put it together.
I'm not done
But
talking.
that's
You
not
just
the
got
way
me
I
off.
want to
You just
go.
got me off. You just got me off.
Tyree poured his heart out, admitting he had dragged Autumn through years of pain, but insisting the future could be different. But Autumn pushed back. She tells him bluntly that in order to fix a relationship, both people had to want it, and she didn't. Still, Tyree refused to let it go.
I don't want to work it out. In order to work it out, no, wait. Wait, let me finish.
I know you don't want to. I
Listen,
already understand you don't want to work it out. I know why. Because it takes me this long to try to
Okay,
fucking
so listen.
put it together.
I'm not done
But
talking.
that's
You
not
just
the
cut
way
me
I
off.
want to
You just
go.
cut me off. You just cut me off. So can I talk?
Yes.
In order to work something out, both people have to want it.
Yes.
And I don't.
I'm just crazy.
So I'm telling you how this is gonna go.
I just don't think we should be like this, babe. You're trying to run the show, and I just think you should just give me an opportunity to fix our relationship. Like, I'm so down on this shit. I'm so mentally broken. I really want to fix my home, bro.
You're so mentally broken.
Babe, I've been through a lot of shit.
See, this guy's a control freak. So he's trying to control the narrative again. He's not asking. He's asking, but he's telling. This is what I think you should do. And I think it's the best thing for both of us is that you give me a second chance or a fourth chance, 10, whatever chances he's had. But let me tell you something about a woman, chat. I've been on Earth now for some time now. Once a woman makes a decision, women ain't like men. Women are long suffering. Somebody do us wrong, we fall apart. Women, they go through some crap because of us, men. Long suffering. Some of you know what I'm talking about. But once that woman says, that's it, no more, nothing gonna change your mind, man. Or you put in a whole lot of work without talking about what you're gonna do, and you just start doing. I think you got a chance. He's talking. That's all he's doing. He's talking. She ain't seeing nothing yet. He ain't done. There ain't not one thing he's done yet. It's all talk right now. And she knows that. He knows that. He knows that he's just trying to, get back to that, out of the doghouse, so to speak. But once a woman makes her mind up, Chad, that's it. Woo! You know that song, Love, there's a thin line between love and hate? Hello?
Not knocking that, bro. Not knocking that. At the end of the day, you went through shit when it was most trauma and you were having a baby. I was a terrible boyfriend. I was never there. I was out.
Excuse me, chat.
I wanted to smoke J's more than worrying about my family, making sure y'all straight. Just worried about getting high, stimulation in my marriage, shit like that. I'm not worried about that shit no more. I honestly have a clear head. I honestly think about putting my family in. I honestly thinking about still being able to stand. So if emergencies come, if you crash your car, shit happen, I'll be able to put it.
He's talking and talking and talking and talking.
I'm not even gonna think about losing you because that shit's hard for me.
Oh, he ain't even think. He's not even think about it.
I keep telling you, never had a Christmas with you, bro. Just want to try to spend time with you, at least try to enjoy my life with you while I can. I only had one life. We already had a kid. We already started a family.
She need to get out of this relationship before this dude kills her or something.
Before it's too late. It's not too late, baby, because we're right here talking. It's not too late. We're right here talking.
He's telling her, it ain't too late. You right here, right now.
Why?
Because I work here.
Okay, and I'm asking you to just love
I
me
feel
again.
bad for Blue that he has to
I'm
give
just
this to her.
asking you to love me.
I am just asking you to love me again. Is that so hard for you to understand? I'm asking you to just love me again. That's it. That's all you got to do is to love me again, and everything will be all right. Narcissist to the bone, to the core. He's She may not even realize it. He's giving her an ultimatum. I don't know the story, but from what I've heard with this guy so far, I think it's either you do what I say or I'll bury you, like straight up.
So,
I'm just
the
asking
car
you to love me again, babe.
is
I'm asking you to
convenient.
please. I'm just asking you to love me again. I'm just
My
asking
son's
you to.
stuff is here.
I'm just
And
asking you.
until I'm able to,
You're not moving. I don't want you to leave. I don't want you to do all that. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I want you to just see positivity out of this situation.
it's no positivity.
It is positivity. You're making it negative. If I'm telling you, it's still positive.
I
If
just
I'm
bust
telling
your head.
He's saying if I'm telling you that that I love you, and I'm telling you that it's positive. It has nothing to do with what she feels, is what he's saying. It has to do with what he's feeling, what he's saying. It's all about him, not her. He's like, disregard what you're saying. It has nothing to do with that, girl. It's because I'm here. It's all good. It's all good because I'm here. It's all positive because I'm here.
babe, I'm fine. I'm still seeing positivity. Okay, I'm still seeing positivity. You're the one who's painting a negative on the situation. Like, you're not understanding. You're laughing at me, bro. It's not because I'm right here. I'm trying to work this shit out. I'm right here trying to work this shit out. I'm right here trying to.
But the past kept resurfacing, and Autumn would make a shocking statement.
You trying to work this out. And a week ago, you punched me in my face.
And I've done that. And
Dragged me
I've
off the
told you
bed.
that. I've done that.
Got on
I've
top
done
of
that.
me and choked me.
Babe, but you gotta understand, I'm out of town for 4 days. I'll come back home. And
You come back
everything that I
home.
have is just fucking.
With bitches' numbers in your phone. You're
You're
on the
right,
phone with
I
bitches
did.
while I'm in the
You're
kitchen.
right.
You're in the living room.
I was not on the phone with no bitch while you was in the kitchen and I was in the living room.
You didn't know
I swear to God. I swear to God, I wasn't on the phone with no bitch in the living room while you was in the kitchen. I would never do no shit like that. I wouldn't even call no bitch in my house with you right here. That's so disrespectful. You might have thought I was on the phone with a bitch.
You were.
I wasn't.
Okay. Well, besides.
I wasn't on the phone with a bitch. I'm telling you, I wasn't on the phone with a bitch in the living room with you right here. I wouldn't even do no
Okay,
shit
so
like
maybe
that.
I just misheard. But
Maybe you misheard. Like I said, I wouldn't do no shit like that. Like, that's beyond disrespectful. I would be super mad if you did some shit like that to me.
Tyree had been hitting her. She reminded him of the physical fights, the cheating, the disrespect. She told him she couldn't keep enduring it. He admitted to the violence, but begged her to see his attempts to change. Despite the instability, one thing never wavered: his devotion to his son Cody. Tyree made it a point to check in, reaching out to Autumn's family whenever he couldn't
It's
get
good,
through to
man.
her,
He's
asking if
dangerous.
Cody was okay. He worried when communication broke down and tried in every way he could to show up as a father should. But in spite of all that, everything came crashing down one night into a tragedy no one could have expected. In the early hours of that fateful morning of June 13th, 2022, Tyree had entered Autumn's mom's house where Autumn lived, like he had countless times before. He had the code to the door, and by all accounts, he wasn't breaking in, sneaking in, or forcing his way through. He came as someone who still felt connected, who believed he had a right to be there, especially because of his son. But what awaited him inside was more than he bargained for. Accounts differ on exactly what Tyree walked into that night, but one thing was clear. As Tyree gained entrance to the home, he would be met with Autumn having sex with her new man, 22-year-old Terrence Kenneth Yancey, who would end up shooting Tyree multiple times. Terrence fled the scene immediately. Emergency services were called, but unfortunately, Tyree was pronounced dead on the scene. His family later testified that forensic evidence revealed a disturbing truth. Tyree wasn't shot just once in a moment of panic. He was shot 16 times, with many of those bullets striking him in the back. They recalled the horrifying details. His parents, Lindsay and Roger, described the unimaginable pain of seeing crime scene photographs of their son, a bullet to the back of the head, one to his neck, and 14 bullets riddling his back. To them, there was no way to soften the truth. Tyree hadn't simply been killed, he had been slaughtered. The shooter was identified as the man that Autumn had been romantically involved with. At the time, Tyree may not have fully realized the extent of their relationship, believing perhaps that he and his son's mother still had a bond, even if strained. His parents later emphasized that Tyree didn't grow up in a broken home. He wasn't conditioned to accept fractured relationships or shifting loyalties as normal. Instead, he carried with him a hope that, despite difficulties, his family could remain whole. That hope may have blinded him to the danger he was walking into. In the aftermath of the shooting, disturbing details emerged. Tyree's mother revealed that even before 911 was called, she herself had been contacted, receiving the news with panic and disbelief. She recalled the exact moment, 3:32 a.m., a time that now haunts her, a time she says she wakes up to nearly every night since her son's death. When first responders arrived, Tyree's lifeless body lay inside. Outside the house, the scene was filled with confusion and grief. His parents rushed to the location, desperate for answers. At first, they asked what hospital their son had been taken to, only to be told that there was no hospital, that Tyree hadn't made it. The shooter, who would later be referred to by Tyree's parents only as the murderer, did not flee in panic, but acted with disturbing composure. According to testimony, Autumn and her sister made the 911 call, but even in that moment of chaos, she was heard calling for the family dog rather than focusing solely on Tyree's failing body. To Tyree's parents, this indifference was almost as painful as the crime itself.
The 911 tape was revealed. There was a few attempts to try to resuscitate him. The dog, the family dog that lived in the house, was more important than my son's body. Laying dead. She was looking for her dog. Whatever the dog, King, whatever the name was in the 911 tape, it says she's yelling out the door for the dog. My son is laying in the bedroom, dead.
Once investigators identified the shooter, a massive manhunt began. Just 24 hours later, Terrence was captured, hiding in a wooded area in Dunkirk. But as news spread, Tyree's family was left to piece together what had truly happened. Rumors and stories were conflicted and narratives were twisted. Some claimed Tyree had walked into danger knowingly. Others suggested the shooter acted in defense. Autumn also stepped into the spotlight. With speculation swirling that she had set Tyree up for death, she tried to clear her name. People were pointing fingers, questioning her loyalty, her role, and her silence. Autumn fought back through social media. She posted video after video, attempting to rewrite the narrative to show the world her side of the story. But for many, her explanations only deepened the suspicion. And to Tyree's parents, the evidence told the truth. Their son had been mercilessly gunned down in cold blood. And yet, even as they mourned, Tyree's parents were quick to clarify certain misconceptions. They wanted the world to know that despite the circumstances, Tyree was not estranged from them. He loved his family. He was not a man without support or direction. He had lived with integrity and responsibility, even taking his child's mother when she...
Man, Chad, I don't know, man. There's a lot going on here, with these relationships. Tell me what you think. Listen, Chad, we live in this world now. Listen, man, when you meet somebody, make sure you know them. And even the first time anyone puts their hands on you, man or woman, get out until they get some help or something. Because, you see the narratives today. These young people, man, need to really get a hold of their emotions, really slow down. You know, don't jump into anything. And also, listen, I want to thank you, man. If you've watched this to the end, I want to thank you because a lot of you are doing that. Make sure you, any video you put on here, please let it finish because YouTube has got all these restrictions on us right now, making it hard for us YouTubers. Also, listen, like it, please. If you didn't like it, please, I want to hear, write comments, or maybe you want to see different subjects, maybe a different subject on here, or you have a subject you would like to help promote, please leave comments and get back to me. I would love to help out in any type of way. And also, subscribe. Join the movement because we are definitely dealing with injustice. We're dealing with, I say, the good, bad, and the ugly. We're not stuck on just one theme, except that which is injustice. Love you guys. Listen, I pray you have a blessed day. And remember, let's change the world one video at a time. God bless and have a beautiful, beautiful